and welcome to Faith's Game Gone Wild. Today we're going to be doing some lasagna, and I'd like to keep it a little bit simple, and I hope I don't throw you off. But this time the key ingredient not only is venison, but we do have pesto too. Now I tell you, one thing that is needed in pesto is basil. Now basil is very expensive in the stores. You don't have to use this. You don't have to use pesto. You can use zucchini, whatever, mushrooms, eggplant, any kind of vegetable that you like. But we're going to do the secret ingredient in Faith's venison lasagna would be basil. Now I grow basil. Here's one of my plants, and I also have quite a few outside. But basil you can grow all year round. Just make sure they have a nice pot. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm putting this in the food processor. So we're going to put all of our basil into the food processor. We're going to have to do a little at a time. And any kind of olive oil that you have, there's no specific name brand olive oil to me. Olive oil is just as long as it's green. We're going to start this off. Put that in the food processor. See how it breaks it down little by little? Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the rest. We got the room in there. Put that around. And I tell you, I mean, there's a lot of people like even putting spinach and whatnot in it. We're not spinach fans around here, but whatever vegetable that you want to put in is fine. But my key ingredient is a layer of pesto. So put that on. Get that down just so that you can see a lot of it chopped up and everything. Now that I have that, I'm going to be adding 4 cloves, pretty good sized cloves of garlic. We love garlic. Garlic helps flavor anything, really. So we're going to put that in. A little bit, tiny little bit more of olive oil. Just sprinkle some of the paprika, or excuse me, Parmesan cheese. I'm going to put that in there. I mean, that is to your own like. I just have a small bowl here and just do it little by little. It's usually more or less just a little bit of flavor. Just keep doing that. Kind of scrape the sides a little as you go around. And we're going to put some fresh cracked pepper in there. Oh, it's a nice taste to it. A little bit of salt. I like to put the salt in by hand just because you don't want to put too much in there. Not a whole bunch of people like salt. I mean, they don't want it too salty. It takes the flavor away from everything else. So get that all going. Combine all the It's very good. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to get this out of here, and we're going to start with the lasagna, and we'll get back to you. Okay, so I just finished up the pesto. I scraped it out, and this is how much we have. This here, usually in the store, will go from just little jars, like $5, maybe sometimes over. So that's one reason why I do grow my own basil, and hopefully it doesn't die. If so, I got other ones, but try to keep those in a pot that they're able to root and stay alive the whole year, and you'll be good. The next step to the lasagna is venison. Now venison, as everyone well does know, is a very lean meat. We process our own deer. From the time we shoot it, bring it in, field dress it, skin it, everything. And we also use a commercial grinder and put it in these neat little bags. This is 2 pounds of venison. We do mix our venison with bacon or pork. It's a preference that everybody has. This is with bacon. So bacon, everything's good with bacon. So now what we're gonna do, I like browning my own meat. So we're gonna brown this in the skillet that I have over here. Put that in there. Should have turned that on, huh? And just kind of get it all chopped up there nicely so we can brown it a little bit easier. I just took this out of the freezer this morning, so the middle is a little bit frozen, but that'll be all right. What I also like to do, I have already cut up or minced up some garlic here. So about a tablespoon, maybe a little bit more, whatever you like for garlic. Stick it in there. Put that in there. I'm gonna add a little wine. Wine with Italian is good. I normally use either wine or beer in any of my recipes just because a lot of the alcohol allows you to take the gamey taste out. And it does take the gamey taste out. So beer, awesome. Wine, awesome. Hey, a lot of people use whiskey on backstraps. That might be the next recipe. For right now, we're gonna use wine, a red wine, a nice Merlot, whatever you'd like. We're putting it in the venison. I've got the garlic in there, and we're gonna brown this up. Not too bad, just so that it's able to be put on the noodles. I've got my noodles here, ready to go, still there. And when we get back, will be step 3. We're gonna lay the lasagna out. So see you in a little bit. Okay, so now our venison is done. Got the wine in there, smells awesome. We got the garlic in there. I didn't put any salt in it only because of the fact we're gonna have the cheeses in there. We're gonna have the pesto that's got salt, and we've got the sauce that's got salt. So I have my lasagna pan, pretty beat up. I think every house has got that favorite lasagna pan or favorite pan that you use that you just cannot part with. This is mine. So it is real, it is what it is. I've got already started putting noodles on the bottom. I put a little bit of olive oil so you know it's not going to stick or whatever. I have boiled these noodles ahead of time. If you do the noodles that doesn't require boiling, God bless you. I can't do that. I'm afraid to touch that area. I do what I know best, and that's it. So I got this down there. We've got some slices of mozzarella cheese. So we're gonna put that down there first because this is gonna be melting and it kind of puts a structure together for it on the bottom. So we're gonna lay that out around just so that kind of pieces everything together here. Probably could have required a couple more pieces, but we ran out the last time we had venison lasagna. So I'll just put this over the top, just a little bit. Okay. Now I do have the ricotta cheese. You can use whatever you'd like there too. Fat-free, whatever brand you want. It's open. So I'm going to have that down there. We'll get our spatula over here. Try to get this ricotta cheese. Just kind of, sometimes what you could do is just put it on the spoonfuls, and usually when the heat melts it, it's going to break up and it's going to melt all together and it's all nice. So it doesn't have to be too perfect. And that's what this show is about. Not being perfect. I'm no Gloria Childs, I'm not a Rachel Ray. They're awesome people that can cook fabulous. However, I just cook the way I feel comfortable. And you can too. Just because it says venison, don't make that stop you from cooking. I think everybody thinks that, oh, how do you cook venison? how do you cook anything? I mean, trick of it is to make sure that the gamey taste in it is taken away, if there is. Just depends on if they were eating corn or soy or what they were eating. But I can guarantee you one thing, it's the best and most healthiest dinner is venison. And that's what we usually eat. Venison tacos, venison chili, stuffed venison peppers. So it's whatever you like. So we're getting the ricotta cheese, the layer all on there. And what I'm going to do next is use the ground venison, put that in there. And again, like I say, that's got some garlic in there, and we're going to put that on there. Put a little wine in there. Just put it on as the whole layer. This will probably be the only layer. If you want more venison, then probably another 2 pounds on the second layer would be great. So we got that down there. Oh, this is going to be amazing. Now what I want to do is do another layer of noodles. So we got the meat on the bottom. I'm going to put another layer of noodles down. I wait to put my sauce on just because you don't want too much of the sauce in between the layers, otherwise it comes a little sloppy. And once it cooks, it all cooks down together. It's into there. It's awesome. So we're going to do this. We're working on our second layer now. I'm going to use just the remainder of the ricotta. Put it, chunk it up there. I may not even have enough for another layer. You may not either, but you know what? Do it as thin as possible. Just kind of mix the flavors in there. Because really all this is about is cooking simple. Make it simple. I'm not going to ask you to go out there and buy something for $10, just an ingredient, just so you can make dinner. It's easy, simple, and that's what it should be. So we've got this just laid down, and I use my hands a lot too. So I'll put that down there. The pesto. Pesto goes next. The whole layer. We're going to just put this whole amount. I know it seems like so much. But I tell you what, this stuff is, it just rocks. It rocks in your mouth. So we're going to put that down there. Spread it all around. You know, you could use anything. You don't have to use pesto if you don't like it. I mean, I know a lot of times you put pine nuts in pesto. I don't. I think a lot of people will probably turn their noses up to it. So that's one reason why I don't do that. So we've got the pesto. Seems like a lot, but I tell you what, that's what it's going to look like, and it's just amazing. The taste is amazing. If you have zucchini, if you have mushrooms, any kind of vegetable you want to put on there, eggplant, whatever, like I mentioned before, whatever your vegetable is, spinach, whatever, put it on there. Put it on there. But we're just going to go with the pesto right now. I'm going to put a little bit more cheese, mozzarella cheese. Sink it in there. I know a lot of people just don't like to, they like to layer it exactly right, but it doesn't have to be. Just make sure that you get everything together, because it's going to, like I say, it's going to rock and roll in your mouth, and you're going to love it. I got that down there. Now I'm going to start, I'm just going to put a little bit of the sauce on here. Not too much. Just like that. And now we're going to put another layer on. Ugh, all these carbs, I know. But I tell you what, when you're out there in your deer stand, the morning after eating this, it's all worth it. You don't need an energy drink after this. Well, maybe you do. Who knows? Get that up like that. Just kind of break it off, cut it off, whatever you have to do to get the ends off, just so it'll fit in the pan. Put the remainder of the sauce on. Just kind of put it all over there. You can add as much as you'd like. You can add up to whatever sauces you like. If you have homemade sauce or whatever it is, use it. If you like the store-bought, you can use that too. We've got that. A little bit more mozzarella. This would be great with some French bread. Just incredible. A little bit of Parmesan, just for some flavoring. And guess what? That's it. Easy, simple. I didn't give you a measurement either. And guess what? You can use as much or as little as you want, whatever you feel comfortable with. Right now, we've got our oven preheated, ready to put this in the oven. You might want to, we're going to cover it. Okay, so I've got some tin foil here. The reason why I am going to be covering this is not because I want it not to get brown. We'll take this off probably the last 5-10 minutes just for the cheese to get a little bit of golden brown. However, I don't want it to burn. So we are going to cover it. Ooh, that hurt. I'm going to stick it in the oven. And two, I'm going to use another pan just in case it boils over or whatnot. Well, that ain't going to work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this to maybe about an hour. Cooking time, 1 hour. This might need an hour, hour and 25 minutes or whatever, but we're going to check it in an hour. So in the meantime, I'm going to clean all this up and pull it out, hour, see how it does. If not, we're going to put a little bit more time to it. So here's till then. So now we had to put it in for 25 extra minutes. So on your oven, time it at 350 for 1 hour and 25 minutes. Now we're going to pull it out. That looks fabulous, doesn't it? Everything melted. Scrumptious. So anyway, remember the noodles? I would use a whole box of the noodles. I myself, boil all my noodles beforehand, make sure they're patted dry, paper towel or whatever, lay it down there. Then you do a layer of mozzarella, a layer of the ricotta cheese. You might need 2 containers, 32-ounce containers of ricotta cheese, your venison, 2 pounds of ground venison, and as you saw, I added the garlic, and also I made the pesto beforehand. So now what we're going to do is, after we layered it and everything, we put it in the oven, we're going to let it sit here for a little bit, and probably about 30 minutes, and I'll cut it and I'll show you the presentation. And here we have the venison lasagna with some pesto, bread. Let's see how this tastes. The pesto gives it just the right flavor. It's amazing. So we got the bread, we got the lasagna. A little bit of wine. Where's my glass? Ah, cheers.
Yes! Oh my God!
Fresh French bread. But as I said before, what did you just do? What's over there? What was
I was telling her she needs to go get the French bread.
Oh, I'm like, are we done? What was that? Okay, all right, well. So we have to wrap this up. Okay. You got me laughing. It almost went through my nose. Isn't that crazy?
You ruined everything, Jessica.
Okay,
All right.
we'll reshoot it.
That and I think Jim opening the bathroom was in here too.
I could have had a whole meal by now.
Yeah, I bet we all could have. But no, Jessica has to laugh. Jim has to go to the bathroom, and now that it's 5 minutes later, you still laugh
I can hear
about
her laughing in the next room.
it. We know.